How did you manage at such a young age to balance all your external family? You have, I think, chachas and you have cousins,
Yeah.
and how did you manage that part of it?
See, I didn't have to manage.
I mean,
It's
balance it
it's yeah,
out and the
it's a
family
family business, you know.
business.
It's
Yes,
like you say, like you have five fingers on your palm, and each and every one have a different.
is useful. Yes,
Yeah, so we're like five partners in the
partners.
business,
Yes,
and everybody
yes,
has their role.
yeah.
It just depends of what someone
Yeah.
has their strength in. Like my strength, I can say, is finding stones, and
Right,
I
right.
only get attracted to
Good stones. Yeah.
old stones like Golconda diamonds, or like I would say like Kashmir sapphires. Or this is the training I had. My cousin's very good with clients and selling. He runs the retail operation.
Okay.
My brother has joined me too, and he takes
Your
care.
younger brother.
Yes,
Okay.
he sits in that pink room that you
Oh,
mentioned. Like
yes.
we have a by
Okay.
appointment studio,
Okay.
and I still continue to travel between the cities like New York, Hong Kong, London, and finding all these vintage pieces, vintage stones, and using all these old stones, but using our designs in it. So the stones are old, but the designs are new, modern, and contemporary. That is what I personally enjoy the most.
Okay.
So
After we finish, I'm going to make you give us 5 design tips on how to select good stones. Or you can tell us now. Everyone loves to hear that. You don't have to tell
I
us the
don't,
core secret, but
I
tell us
don't think so
basic.
that there is any 5 points or three
No, you have to
points.
have a good eye. You have to have the knowledge.
It's the experience.
Yes.
I would say one of the biggest thing is, even to this date, I just turned 40 and I joined the business at 19. So I've been in this business for 21 years. I started very young, and even to this date, my eye could be fooled. Like I could like miss a thing. So it's the more and more you learn. Like in Rajasthan, they say that ठोकर खाते हो तो ठाकर बनते हो.
Yeah,
In
that's
English,
true.
you say you learn
You
from
live
your
and you
mistakes.
learn.
You
Yeah,
live and you
from you
learn,
learn.
and
Yes.
so that thing keeps happening in this trade, right? You
Okay,
can't
but
like
tell 5 tips.
the 5 tips. I would always say go for the quality over quantity. Like
Like I
don't go for
always,
the size.
you sound like me when I talk
Yeah.
about my interior design tips. Yeah. Okay,
I would
that's one.
say go for the quality of the stone, because
Right.
that's what will enhance in value.
Right.
Don't go for flash for your cash kind of a thing,
Yeah.
where I'm just wearing something really big.
I have to send you my video to
Yeah.
yes, the
So
same.
that is what I
Okay.
would say. Second is like, that you don't need to find a completely clean stone, because the natural inclusions in a stone is the beautiful part about the stone. That's how they've come out of nature. So till the time the inclusions are not visibly bad, one should not mind
Not
it.
mind
Like
it
in
and
emeralds,
accept
you
it.
would
Yes.
find it, otherwise you'll be breaking your bank by getting like clean emerald. We are talking now like 20,
Yes.
30 lakh rupees a carat.
Right.
Emerald is one stone which has jumped the most after COVID. And it's also the most popular stone in India, right? It just
Yes.
goes with our.
Nowadays, it's like majorly
Yes.
popular. Yeah.
And we all know
Yeah, why?
which wedding we are talking
Yes.
about.
But
So
I've personally always loved emeralds more than even diamonds. And everyone says they're very soon going to be extinct. So what's this news?
yeah, so see, I'll tell you, unfortunately, diamonds are not rare, right? We all know it was a marketing thing by De Beers, saying that diamonds are rare and diamonds are women's best friend. Actually, colored stones are colored precious stones, which are emerald, ruby, sapphires, they are rare. Diamonds are not. There's more diamonds available in the world that you can imagine, right? So the colored gemstones and the good quality ones are actually getting extinct, like
Okay.
the Kashmir sapphires, which came from India. The very few one are already very
Okay.
difficult to find. The Colombian emeralds, the Burmese rubies, and now Sri Lanka is Ceylon
What about
sapphire.
alexandrites?
Alexandrites from Brazil, they're also there, but it's not it's very rare. and they're actually gonna get extinct because they've been. But it's not a very popular stone with
Popular stone in
Indians.
Indians, yes.
Yeah.
As diamonds is.
Yes,
Although,
or emeralds. being the-
emeralds now is like
Yeah,
the flavor of the season.
exactly.
Yeah. So, do you also have a lot of emeralds? No, but I don't want to take away from the 5 tips. You gave me 2 and the other 3 because that's important for everyone to learn. You said quality over quantity,
Yeah.
obviously. And if a stone has a little blemish, then they shouldn't just take it for a bad stone. They should still
Yeah,
consider
and
it.
then I would say about the color, you don't need to go with what color the market is saying that it's a deeper green, go for it.
Yes.
It really should be, it every time you look at the stone, it should speak to you, is what my father always used to say.
Yes.
It should just give you happiness. So don't go by it because if people say dark green color, dark deep green color of emerald is important. I personally like a lighter color emeralds because they're much more, they're much more happier. Like
Okay.
they're happier,
Yes.
like when they have the little bit of a bluish tinge to them.
Right.
So I would always say that go for happier colors. Don't go for the saturated colors.
Okay.
In that.
That's interesting. I
Yes.
would have thought the other way
The
around.
fourth I
Yes.
would say is in the shape, will should be. Don't go for a perfect cut. The imperfection is the most perfect thing about a stone. Like go for like a tumble bead or a cabochon or one of the stones which was, that's
Okay.
how they used to cut like a brioche shape.
Yes.
You don't need to go for a particular brilliant cut stone and all.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I don't have fib, but you can always say
Okay.
the fib should be like it should just bring you total
It
happiness.
should just look, happiness. Yeah.
That's it. Like that's what you're buying because a doctor hasn't asked you to buy.
Yes.
It's not like a medicine that you've been prescribed, right? So why go through the stress? I always tell that to my
Yes.
clients that whenever they seem super stressed, I said there's no need of stress. Like you are not supposed to be buying jewelry until
Yes.
unless it's not making you happy.
When you speak about jewelry, I hadn't planned to ask you this question. Everyone is always talking about gold because it's valued and you get a valuation and people can take loans against it. But why is other jewelry, which is so beautiful in India and overseas, why does it not hold value in the markets like financial markets or a bank? Why? I think
No,
that's
see-
very unfair because it's so expensive by itself. And
Yeah,
it's
see,
real.
gold, as you can see, the trend, gold has never gone down in the last,
Never.
I could just
Yes.
speak for the last 20 years.
Yes.
And there's been a significant jump and rise whenever the economy, there is COVID or
Yes.
whenever there is like
A problem.
an uncertainty, gold jumps up.
But why not the other stones?
They do, like colored stones have. Diamonds is the only stone which has come down and
Oh,
the credit goes to the lab-grown
lab-grown
diamond.
diamonds. But the
But-
others do have.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, see, that's why I'll tell you an interesting thing about the Indian mentality about like the Americans and the Western culture looks at jewelry as an expense. That's their
Way
way
they
of
look at
looking,
it. Yes.
that it's an expense, kharcha ho gaya
Yes.
and all of that. In India, it's an investment.
Yes.
And that's the right way of looking at it because see, even when in the times of war, I'm talking about centuries ago, before not these modern day wars, but jewelry or gold was the only way, or metal, that includes silver as well, was the only portable wealth. It was the only way of transporting wealth from one kingdom to another.
Right.
Right? If there was, let's say, a major drought, or there was like any other thing, there were floods, and that was the only thing that
Yeah.
decided the new place
Yes.
or decided the economy of a new kingdom. It's
Yes.
pretty much the same in today's time
Right.
that whenever there's uncertainty what's going to happen, there's going to be a war or there's going to be another pandemic, people just rush towards buying gold
Right.
because
right,
it's the most portable form of currency, which is a global currency. It's stronger than US dollar. And now what you are asking is why is it not? Because they need to control this, the governments need to control this because that's how they hold power. They cannot just allow everybody to be investing in gold and use it as a bond because
Right.
they want that they want
Control.
that control with them.
Yeah.
And that's done with the US by the US Treasury by the Indian government, like everyone. So
I think some of the jewelry, what I like about our Indian culture is how we pass down jewelry in generations.
yes,
And some of the jewelry or the shawls and things like this which you cannot buy today are the ones which are the heirloom pieces. So do you think that eventually even the US and other countries will start looking at jewelry like that, or
I think that the Jewish culture, they still look at it like that. In the US, people do consider it as something that they would like to pass on to the next generation, but it's still not there as much as the Indian
right,
culture or even
right,
the Asian culture,
right?
where the idea is to give your daughter a piece of jewelry, or at least
Yes,
that what was the giving jewelry, it was a financial security being
yes,
handed
yes,
by a grandmother to a
yes,
granddaughter,
yes, yeah.
not only, and then it became like
Became,
dowry and all of that. But
yes,
even in today's time where dowry is
yes,
like banned, and like
yes.
it's not that when a family is coming to us and buying jewelry, a lot of times my American clients ask me, is that dowry? I said, that's not
Not,
really
yeah,
dowry. That's
yeah.
just a, like how an American would like put $1 million in a
Yes,
daughter's account. This
yes,
is what they feel, that this is they're giving a
yes.
term of financial security
To them,
to
yes.
to them,
In
and
fact,
that's how it is passed on from generations to generation.
I have an online website in home decor, which has we have a section called wedding gifts and wedding registry, and we're trying to get jewelry as a part of the wedding, the bridal registry. Now, again, one you're talking of, as you said, passing it down, but in America, it's a very popular concept. So, people, if you like a piece of jewelry, your friends accumulate and give you that gift of what they
They
want.
all, yeah,
And
chip
I'm
in.
desperately trying to get that concept popular in India because it's something not to be embarrassed about, but proud that you can get the piece you want from whichever jeweler and whatever quality, even if 15, 20 people chip in and give you that gift.
That's actually a brilliant idea.
Yes.
You
So you
should
should.
promote.
So I'm going to have your stuff on our
Yeah.
platform. On the, of course, not the real heirloom pieces, but the affordable luxury ones, because
You should, like how in the US they have the registry
yes, that's what it
system.
is.
Like you can choose a store like Bergdorf Goodman or
Yes.
Bloomingdale's, and
So
everybody
that's
puts in their money, and then the bride and the groom. So
That's what we are doing
what
for
you're
a
thinking is
home,
brilliant.
for a
You
home,
could,
for a bedroom, for gifts, for a wedding jewelry,
yeah,
and we're making it like a one-stop shop hub at Angie Homes at us online.
that's
So
fabulous.
instead,
We'll be happy to be a part of it.
that's great. Now, tell me one thing. What would you advise the youth of today who think of coming into the jewelry business or who want to get into diamonds or artificial or online jewelry or whichever forms of this industry? What career do you advise them to take? To go for the luxury, the mid end, the artificial? What would your personal advice be as a mentor? You had the privilege of having your dad as a mentor, but these kids don't know today. And these startups who have these visions, give some advice for them and women what they should do and how they should invest. Young girls who want to now
They
today
want to
say
be in the jewelry business, or
one,
what they
and the
should
second,
invest
the
in.
women also what they should invest for the because they all work. Today's young girls work, and a lot of them are not from very affluent families, but they're educated as India is changing. But they buy their own jewelry. I had an employee who told me, "Ma'am, I buy my own jewelry for my
Yes.
wedding." So how would you advise her to invest sensibly to make her own jewelry from the age of 20 to say 26 till she gets married without putting pressure on her parents? Second, how to advise the youth how to invest in or what career to adopt. All the
I mean, see, about the career part, I would say, I mean, there was a trend that started a decade ago. Everybody wanted to be a jewelry designer. What do you
yes,
want to do? Jewelry designer.
yes,
Now, what is jewelry designer? It could be, it's a huge field that you're talking about. I would I would say they should, by just saying that I'm a jewelry designer, designing is easy. The jewelry making is the tough part.
yes.
Like often seen these designers,
Sketches
they'll make all these sketches, but there's no technical know-how
of how to do it, the
how to do
finish,
it.
the
And I look at it
quality.
and I
Yes,
laugh. I'm like, are you like
yes,
joking? This is very easy to do your whims and fancies of like, I'll make this and I'll make
Yes.
a
That's why I
unicorn on
asked this
top of a
question.
lamp or whatever you want to do.
Yes.
But the movement, and so I would say to understand jewelry, it's very important to understand the making of jewelry. That making should be used for designing. That's how my father trained me. He didn't let
Making
me.
should be used for design.
Yes, he got me to got me to learn the base of it, like the manufacturing. I
Sitting with the
sat with
karigars, yeah.
all the Bengali goldsmiths, the stone cutters, how the stone cut from the rough and all. So my base was very clear
Yes.
from both sides, the stone and the
Yes.
gold making side,
Yes.
to understand what I want to make. It wasn't the other way that I'll just like draw out something and then those people will be
Yes.
making it. So I believe understanding jewelry, my biggest advice would be that just don't come into the jewelry world because it all seems very flashy and fun.
Yes.
It's not. It is a lot of responsibility,
A lot of
a
investment.
lot of investment.
Yes.
Badly run or badly made jewelry decisions could lead you
To
into
big financial.
big financial
Yes.
debts. You don't want that.
Yes.
So it has to be a careful reading and understanding the business. Right now, I would not suggest for a lot of people to enter because in the last decade or so, there have been too many players in the market,
Yes. Yes.
right? And whatever source they're getting their financial backing from, there is every second or third day
There's something new
you see
popping
a
up.
new
Yes.
jeweler popping up.
Yeah, that's
So,
why I asked this question
yeah.
because they're living in this world. I personally believe, I don't want to sound demoralizing anyone, but they're living in this world where anything is a startup. You can do this. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
easy to do that. It's life is not so easy.
I
And
I would
yeah.
only suggest, the survival of the fittest, and I only suggest those people who are really passionate about it
To get into this.
to get into it.
So you don't highly recommend the online jewelry space, or do you? Would you?
No, I think so. Online is great. It saves a lot of time. When it comes to online jewelry, I just feel it's a little impersonal. That's my view of looking at things. There's no harm in buying online. It like other things, you can always. I don't know what the jewelry return policies would. Online can get tricky. People can like order it, wear it at an event, and send it back. We don't appreciate online business because it's very impersonal. When people come to the Gem Palace, they want to know what was the idea, the thought process behind the piece, how many, man work hours were used, what did you learn, why did you choose this stone. It's all about an experience. Our clientele, they're just not buying and taking a piece of Gem Palace home, they're taking a story with them.
Yes.
And that's the story that they tell their friends and their future generation. And these stories are what are continued from generation to generation. Now, to answer your other thing about what would I recommend the younger generation, my recommendation would be same, that go towards quality products. Just don't fill up your wardrobe with like 20 different type of earrings that you have one for occasion. Get a timeless and an ageless piece that you can wear it with a lot of outfits, a lot of events, whether it's like your Western wedding with one of your friends who's getting married in south of France, to an Indian wedding.
Yes.
Get a universally accepted design, and old is gold, classic.
Yes.
Beauty is always,
It'll never go out
it
of
will never
fashion.
go out.
Yes.
Don't just go towards a trend, make your own trend.
Yes.
Know yourself better, what you're gonna wear
Yes.
after a decade also.
Also,
That you're not like, oh, उस समय तो young थे कर लिया, but now
Yes.
it's not. No, always go towards your gut feeling and buying that. Regarding investment, gold is never proven to be a wrong sort of investment. It's just gone up in value. So I would say, like, if you're investing jewelry, which is prominently based on the value of gold with good quality of stones,
Right.
is obviously recommendable. Don't just buy run-of-the-mill emeralds for it,
Yes.
go for a finer quality, you know.
So make a nice selection for
yeah.
your wedding, basically, and invest in.
Yeah.
Since it's a bit fewer pieces with quality pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Like in Hindi, there is a saying that, sasta lo, barbar lo,
Yes.
mehanga lo, ek
Big
baar lo.
Barlow, yes.
So
the
that's
one.
what it means, that you keep on buying really bad quality stuff, and you just buy one good
Yes.
quality,
Yes,
and
that's
that
there
remains
forever. Yes.
for a long time.
So coming back to your personal side, you've always been, of course, we've talked about your work. You've told everybody what good quality jewelry they should get, tips on how to select good jewelry. That's been a really big help. Tell me, how come you are so young and from such a good family and so stylish and so good looking, and how come you're still not married?
I knew where you were going with
Yeah, but
this,
I want to know the past, and then I want to know the present, and then what is your future plan?
Well, it all stems down to, if my dad was around, I would have been married long time ago.
That's true.
It is definitely I had huge shoes to fill in. I didn't know God has these plans. I had to become the head of the family.
Yes.
And how the time went by, that in this process, the time just flew by.
Flew by.
And taking care of the family, taking care of the workers, taking care of my brother, my mother,
Yes.
taking care of the legacy.
Yes.
I believe in this whole process. I forgot about myself.
That's very nice of you, and I think that's made you a nice person.
And it's funny that a lot of times, and I don't care because I stopped worrying about what people say.
Yes.
But there were times when people are like, he's not serious and he just wants to have fun and all sorts of stories. But it used to bother me a bit. But I said, my journey is my journey. You don't know what I have to go through.
Yes, exactly.
Like, all these people who pass these comments, they weren't there for me when I needed them.
Needed them, yes.
And I somehow managed to do things. So I would not be accepting their comments about my life because they were not present there for me when I lost my father, and I had to deal with all of this by myself, and
Yes.
the pressure of upkeeping the legacy. So
The next 4 or 5 years, especially after your father, must have been very tough.
they were very tough. Not that I did not meet girls and I wasn't introduced by.
I don't have any doubt of
Yeah,
that.
so we did, but just we did not click because also
Your mind was probably
mine was
somewhere
somewhere else. I couldn't be properly be there, and then also spending so much time in the US and all. It was difficult for me to find the right mix.
And still have lots of girlfriend. Yes, you will. With that smile, let's give it the answer. Okay, but okay, so forget that. I understand where you're coming from, that you probably were a different space, so you did not think of a serious relationship. But I'm sure
I mean, but my most serious relationship was my relationship with my family legacy. That was one thing I was completely loyal to, and I didn't forget.
But
And that's what I kept on working towards, to keep the Gem Palace legacy and the name of our family upright
so that was the name of your girlfriend.
for the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
For the past.
And well, the current one, I have not met her.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she's very pretty, stylish. And more than that, I would ask you about her in 2 minutes. But more than that, I think she's going to be a very lucky girl, because you have seen everything. You've seen life. You've gone through the struggle. People may have judged you for whatever way they feel like, but that doesn't really matter. And now when you're ready to settle down, you're really going to be on there for her and make
Yeah.
her feel like queen.
Sure.
What I know of you.
Yeah, I would say that I'm the luckier one here.
Okay.
She's not. She has to keep up with my
Okay.
so many things, like the stress and traveling and
Yes.
and the whole thing that I need to put up for the business or for our business commitments.
Yes.
So definitely, I'm very lucky to find someone who's so level-headed. We've been together for 2.5 years.
Oh, that's right.
Almost 3, and the most important thing that we have is this level of respect, trust, and and friendship. Because she was my friend for 4 years before we started dating. We were like just purely friends.
Okay.
And you know what is really important in relationship is like through all this arranged marriage system and all, you're just putting up your best foot for the first 4 or 5 months, right?
Yes.
Nobody has seen the skeletons in your closet. Nobody has seen the
Yes.
dark side of you.
Yes.
She has seen me in all aspects, like my struggles, my difficulty to cope up with the pressure, the loss of my father, to the daily challenges I have. She saw it as a friend, all the good and bad habits, and she has kept up with it. So I didn't ever have to hide anything from her.
She knows.
She knows everything. Like there's nothing. She even knows the number of girlfriends I've had in past.
Sure.
And she has met a lot of them. And that mutual admiration and love and trust is there. And that is somebody who I was waiting for so long, that you are, because you can't change someone and love them. You just love them
For what they are, good or bad. Good
Yeah,
points or
you're
bad
not
points.
like, otherwise though we'll be not humans, right? We'll be robots.
Yes.
If you could like fit in all the qualities you
quality,
want in a
yes.
person.
Yes.
He should be this, he should be 6 feet tall, which certainly I'm not.
Yes.
And he should be like this. It doesn't work. Like same goes for, you can't expect a girl walking down from the heaven for you. So everybody has their shortcomings, everybody have their strong points. And people need to understand that and live with other people's, your partner's shortcomings.
So,
And that's what I believe a relationship is about.
so from what I hear, there will be wedding bells very soon. It's pretty clear. And so I think you've
We have
planned.
logistical challenges. We don't know because she was.
But knowing you, you'll find your way.
We are finding a way. We are finding a way. It's just that the legacy. Actually, it is almost like legacy versus love, and it shouldn't be versus. They shouldn't be like either have to choose the legacy. Or have to choose.
Yeah.
It should be your legacy with your love should be
Yes.
the case. But I don't blame her because it's not easy for her.
come here.
Somebody who's grew up in the US and all, it's a completely different lifestyle to leave all of that and come here. And I also can't leave my legacy and go there, so we just need to find a middle ground.
And your family is obviously okay with it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The family has been very supportive.
Yes. Okay. So that's good. So from what I see, we are going to have wedding bells very soon.
Hopefully.
Yes. And of course, you're going to invite all of us.
Yes, of course.
And so tell me, and one last question. Again, you have grown your family business from your father's time, from 1850, and carried the legacy with your family members. How did you manage that? And how would you devise succession plans for similar families to take, and yet keep a synergy and yet keep it bifurcated?
See, yes, I would be lying if I tell you that we have had no challenges and everything's been happy go merry in our family. No, it is not. They're like my cousin, my brother. Everybody comes from a different school of thought, right? Somebody would like to go more and more towards luxury. Somebody would like to have an easy sales, and also it's about harmony and about keeping the flexibility in the business that adapts to
Right.
everyone.
Right.
We are 4 people in the business. It's quite my cousin Samir,
Right.
my other cousin Sarthak, and my younger brother Samarth,
Right.
and I'm Siddharth, all 4
Yes, that's it.
quite funny. But all of us get along really well. We just celebrated my 40th in Mexico.
Wow.
All 4 of us. That was the most important thing for me, that whichever friends can make it or not, but my 4 brothers should be there with me.
No, that's very nice.
Yeah, so
That's like keeping the family
keeping the family together. And what is the most important thing, Angie, is like, when they say that, like, if you're, no matter how successful you are,
Yeah.
and if you finish, and we are right now currently in the Olympic month, right? So everybody is being glued to that screen,
That's right.
watching. What is the most important thing is, it's not like you won. It is like when you are, that who all are with you.
Yes.
Right? That's the most important. That's only, then only you'll have fun celebrating your success.
Yes.
That there are people cheering for you.
Yes.
And that's what my concept of family business is. That you can't be just doing this all by yourself and all for yourself and you're part of the family, your immediate family. if I do everything just for me, and right now my family is my mother and brother, it's not a sustainable method. It is because all four of us, and even they're my cousins, but we all call each other's brother. We all are very honest and we are together in it. And whatever the past has been between our dads and disagreements, and everybody has that. No family businesses are drama proof or free of dramas. Every business has that. But learning from an elder's mistake, like how you learn from your elders or the good things, you also need to learn
No,
from the bad
yes.
thing. And that's what has happened is like we learn that. And the most important thing I think so all four of us have is the free flow of communication that the older
the best.
generation didn't have.
Yes.
And that's what is setting the newer generation apart from the older generation. We believe in communicating. We believe in like,
If you have an issue,
yes, you don't like keep pestering and like
Yes.
building it inside. That is till the time there's free flow of communication in any relationship. You mess up, you come up and you say sorry. You don't try to hide it and cover up with more mistakes, right? So you just be like, hey,
Yeah.
bros,
Sure.
I made this mistake.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
You're working towards the family. Everybody makes
Yes,
mistakes.
everyone makes
So we have that amongst us, and
Yes.
and hopefully we'll be able to carry on legacy like the way our fathers did and our grandfathers did. And yeah, hopefully the way how carefully the older generation handed the business to us,
Yes.
we will be handing it over
To your children.
to our children. So I need to get on to that.
Yes,
task very
that's
soon.
the next one. The next project.
Yes.
Okay, great. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I really enjoyed this show. And so
Pleasure for me to be here too. Thank you for having me.
yes, thank you. So I really enjoyed my conversation with you today, and what was so nice that it was so informal, casual, and very spontaneous. And I hope everyone enjoyed it. So thank you.
Thank you, Angie, for having me. It was really a pleasure to be here
Thank
and have
you.
this conversation. Thank you.
I have a small gift. That's something small from Angie Homes. I hope you enjoyed these coffee mugs.
I definitely would. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. So that was our conversation with the one and only Siddharth Kasliwal, who's made India proud in the jewelry world. He has made India known as a timeless treasure where you can get impeccable jewelry, beautiful talent, and amazing craftsmanship. They get everything from all their old karigars who still are India's superstars, and so is Siddharth. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. You heard his insights, his master tips on how to choose good jewelry, on how to choose good stones, on how he put his family legacy together, on lab grown diamonds, on artificial jewelry, and many more. Look forward to seeing you on our next episode.